Good afternoon and hello everyone. Welcome to this live virtual HIP best practices sharing session. Kindly need your kind attention. If you're currently watching via YouTube, please register your attendance on the link given on the comment section. If you are live via Google Meet, the attendance link is on the chat section. There is also evaluation form of the program for you to fill into. Thank you. Good afternoon and hello everyone. Welcome to this live virtual HIP best practices sharing session. Kindly need your kind attention. If you're currently watching via YouTube, please register your attendance on the link given on the comment section. If you are live via Google Meet, the attendance link is on the chat section. There is also an evaluation form of the program for you to fill into. Thank you. A very warm welcome and good afternoon to guests of honors, Madam Sheila Adelina Anak Perempuan Ramasamy, the lecturer of English Language Teaching Center, Mr. Yahya bin Mustafa, the senior head of Assistant Director of Language Unit, Learning Sector, Sabah State Education Department, Madam Belalin Willy Abah, the Assistant Director Officer of Language Unit, Learning Sector, Sabah State Education Department, Madam Mr. Abdul Aziz bin Abdul Rashid, the Head Officer of Lahad Datu District Education Office, the always cheerful Madam Cindy Pelifun, SISC Plus Officer of Language Unit Learning Center, distinguished presenters, respective SIP Plus, SIC Plus, school heads, fellow lecturers and teachers. My name is Swenson JR and I'm going to be your MC for today. Welcome to the second day of live virtual on sharing of best practices in highly immersive program HIP 2021 for primary and secondary schools in Lahad Datu district. It's crystal clear that the COVID-19 pandemic had disrupted our people's learning in one way or another in 2021. Yet, yesterday and today, the language unit of the learning sector, PPD Lahad Datu, has managed to create this special platform to invite 8 respected school heads of both primary and secondary schools to share the impressive success stories in managing highly immersive program 2021 in the sharing best practices among school heads for 2 consecutive afternoons on the 17th and 18th May 2022. There were schools which had achieved highly immersive of English language, which were level 3 and level 4 respectively. Although there were numerous difficulties faced by most schools during the year 2021, nonetheless, it did not hinder the 4 main factors of the HIP, namely school head, teacher, pupils, parents, and community, to ensure the program was implemented smoothly and effectively. Their continuous support and involvement were actively displayed either in the pupils learning online or offline in class, extra class through enhancement activities, out of class through student seminars, as well as extracurricular activities, and finally, parents' involvement in ensuring pupils' learning products of the 4 main skills were successfully learned. Respected attendees, without further ado, I would like to invite our first presenter, Mr. Leonard bin Ganis, the headmaster of Sekolah Kebangsaan Saint Dominic, to kickstart this sharing session. Let us lend our ear to Mr. Leonard with his best practices sharing.
Hello.
Okay, Mr. Leonard.
Excuse me. Thank you. Okay, boleh nampak ya? Hello,
Can,
hello.
Mr. Leonard? Yes, can,
Yes,
Mr.
yes.
Leonard? Can.
Yeah. A very good afternoon to guys and brothers. Madam Sahila, Adila, my Swami. Hello. Hello.
Orang tulisan Dominic.
Clear?
Clear?
Yeah, clear, Mr. Leonard.
Okay.
Lambat lagi Dominic.
Mr. Yahya bin Mustafa, Senior Head of Assistant Director of Langsir Unit, Learning Sector, Sabah State Education Department. Madam Medali Willy, Abba, the Assistant Director, Officer, Language Unit of Learning Sector, Mr. Abdul Aziz bin Abdul Rashid, the Head Officer of Lahad Datu Education Office, Madam Cindy K, SISC Plus of Language Unit Learning Sector, the Friendship SAP Plus, SISC Plus, through Head, Fellow Lecturer and Speaker. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm David Yanis, Head Master of SK Saint Dominic Lahad Datu. Today, I will be sharing our school-based practice for HIP 2021. As we all know, COVID has given a big impact to our education system, especially in our way of conducting our strategy in school. HIP is one of the affected fields. Fine. Okay. Siap. Apa sudah kita boleh present? Tidak dapat. Tidak. Boleh. Sudah. Boleh dapat. Sudah. Okay. Yep. Okay, sorry. Okay, in SK Saint Dominic, English teacher have done their best to make sure our students get the best access to learn English during the pandemic. In class and out of class activity we done to ensure that English environment in learning is sustained. Example of in-class activity that had been done were net handwriting, group work presentation, also fair work conversation, group work puzzle. When the school were closed due to the pandemic, we had no choice but to carry out lesson from home. Therefore, like out another school, we had our PDPR. Teacher had come out with many new ways in teaching English. For example, offline learning, we students did their exercise using their workbook or modules at home, and they send their answer to the teacher using WhatsApp or Telegram. Students were also asked to record audio and video to be sent to their teacher. Other than that, they should also invite some online game using existing apps in internet search as Google Form, Quiz, and Word. EDPR. This is online season. Student reading response. Response to Google form. Online games, quizzes, word worlds. Other than that, students we are also encouraged to participate in English Carnival conduct by PPD. A few of our students managed to participate in some of a competition, for example, storytelling, form recitation, and public speaking. Conference environment was very great. They did a good job in helping their kids to practice and providing for recording video of the kids. This is English Carnival participation. Despite all these challenges we had during this pandemic, I believe that all of us dedicated and not give up hope. Instead, we make our way through and find even better ways and solutions to help our students. That's all from SK St. Dominic. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you.
What a splendid sharing. It truly justifies the success of your school HIP programs. Thank you, Mr. Leonard.
Again,
Now, not to waste any more time, let's give a warm welcome to our second presenter, Madam Nur Hidayah Chong binti Abdullah, the headmistress of SJKC CHOI, for her school best practices sharing.
A very good afternoon to our guests of honors. Madam Sheila Adelina, anak perempuan Ramasamy, DELTC lecturer, Mr. Yahya bin Mustafa, Senior Head of Assistant Director of Language Unit, Learning Sector, Sabah State Education Department, Madam B. Lily Veli Akbar, the Assistant Director Officer, Language Unit of Learning Sector, Mr. Abdul Aziz bin Abdul Rashid, the Head Officer of Lahad Datu Education Office, Madam Sentipe, SISC Plus of Language Unit, Learning Sector, distinguished presenters, respective SIP Plus, SISC Plus, school heads, fellow retreat lecturers, and teachers. I am Nur Hidayah Chong Abdullah, the headmistress of SJKC CHOI. It is my pleasure to say our HIP plus HIP best practice today. For your information, the HIP program was carried out in different phases: before PKP, during PKP, and after PKP. We carry out different types of HIP activities. These are the contents. The first one that I'm going to share is HIP with PSV panel. After the pupils products the artwork, they were given the chance to present and share their ideas in English. They also label the products and display them in the classroom for appreciation. For HIP with RBT panel, the teacher teach coding and programming by using scratches and microbits. Pupils can product simple games or stories. They upload their products in Google Classroom. For HIP with PJK, pupil products healthy lots to learn about the importance of eating healthy. Teachers, parents, and pupils get feedback in WhatsApps using English. Pupils conduct English and science experiments. They presented their findings by using PowerPoint. Pupil learns to sing English song based on the English textbook during the music classes and record their singing. During the moral period, teacher conducted Nilam activity. Pupils read English books and write book reviews. Pupils were given the chance to develop their reading fluency in English through presenting dramatic reading on parts of the books. For outside of class activities, teacher conducted English activities such as movie review. Pupils share their thoughts in Google Classroom. For Mother's Day card making, pupils wrote lovely wishes in English. Pupils also completed English crossword puzzle activities online. Besides that, there was a scrapbook competition with the theme Save the Environment. Teacher guided the pupils by using English instruction. During the extracurricular activity, the chess club, with the help of HIP, conducted a friendly match using the Lichess interface. Pupils learn how to use Lichess with English instruction. The winner were also announced in English on Google Classroom. Year 2 to 4 pupils participated in the guess activities, of which their answer writers on quizzes. Whereas in year 1 to 3 pupils participated in phonics quiz, whereby they answer the question through Google form. With regard to the National Day celebrate, HIP together with the PSV panel conducted a coloring competition to showcase their patriotism and creativity in art. The English panel with HIP organized online grammar competition and storytelling competition. We received active participation from the pupils. Parents were willing to give cooperation too. We joined the competition HIP Let's Read and Share organized by ELTC. The pupils got certificate for participations. Teachers play English song and videos during recess time so that pupils can learn English while eating or resting. We have an English assembly once a month. The headmistress gave English speech during Google Meet. The prefect will recite the national principle in English too. As you can see, we provided an English learning environment to the pupils. We label our herbs and flower with English label so that the pupils can learn their scientific names. We have a lot of English quotes and panels in the school compound. Year 6 pupils together with 2 teachers from SK Taman Nida and SK Limau Kasuri have a TikTok duet challenge focusing on simple conversation skill in English. They record the short clips and upload it on TikTok. Use the high-tech text tool to tangle. We also invite SISC Plus, Madam Santi, to give a TS25 workshop. I also encourage my teacher to use result announcement by using English on our Facebook page. Parents and the public community were able to comment and congratulate in English too. These are our success story. The teachers and pupils achieved excellent result in MELDA and ICEL conference last year. My KPPI managed to proceed into the final for English action research writing organized by KPN, thanks to the guidance and opportunity from PBD. My pupil joined a lot of state, national, and international competition, such as digital storytelling, English cyberspace, national aviations, aerospace, and technology English carnival, robotic and coding competitions. I am proud of their outstanding achievement. That's all for me. Now we are going to share our HIP video. Please wait a moment. Thank you.
Morning everyone, I'm Lahad Datu. I'm from 6K and I'm 12 years old. This is my coffee syrup. It doesn't look much because I just noticed that I have a PSP homework. And then the materials I use is a gum, and then I use a manila card and colored paper. And the ukuran for this is 9.15 cm. And I sell it to the original price too because I use my effort and my time to it, even though it's a last minute job. I have 7 ringgit. That is all from me. It doesn't look much, so don't buy it, even though it's my property. Bye everyone.
Hi everyone, we would like to show you a green building. It is cylinder in shape. A round building has less wall length, thus fewer materials to build it. Less surface area means less costly.
Spread your wings and fly away, far away. Spread your wings and fly away, far away. Pull yourself together, 'cause you know you should do better. That's because you're a free man.
The grasshopper was plenty tired and enjoying the sunshine. The grasshopper sat under a tree and played happily. He saw an ant working very hard to gather food. The grasshopper laughed at the ant and said, "Stop your silly work and have some fun with me." "No," said the ant, "I'm gathering food for them."
First of all, I would like to discuss the attendance of the pupils. Studying from today, there will be no more attending the class without rotation. All pupils are required to come to school every day.
Belief in God, loyalty to the king and country, supremacy of the Constitution, rules of law, courtesy and morality. Up.
Duet me. You are the blue box. Hi!
Hello.
I have good news to tell you. I am going to participate in a storytelling competition next week.
Oh, I hope you succeed.
Duet me. You are the blue box.
Hi. Hello.
Something good just happened to me today. My mom bought me a new bicycle.
That's wonderful, man.
In a big city, there's a boy named William. He was born into a reputable and a wealthy family. Since he was the only child of the Lopez family, he shall be the successor. William needs to grow up by training to take over his family business. That's not the only thing he needs to learn. His parents have hired a personal tutor to teach him to be excellent in everything, such as academics, economics, politics, sports, rapid problem solving, combat, and always on alert. His parents have a very high expectation from him. William always feels anxiety and stress. Since he is so depressed, his nanny decides to bring him for a vacation. The first place that William and his nanny visit is Japan. They go to many cultural places in Japan, such as Mount Fuji, Imperial Palace Tokyo, Historic Kyoto, the island shrine of Itsukushima, Osaka Castle, and Sapporo, Hokkaido. During the journey to all those places, they try some local food, such as sashimi and sushi, ramen, tempura, curry rice soup, okonomiyaki, shabu-shabu, miso soup, yakitori, and onigiri. They also do some famous activities in Japan. All the traveling and visiting, William gains a lot of experience, and he finally found his inner peace. He doesn't feel stress and anxiety anymore. He decides to go back to his parents and continue his role in the family. His parents are enlightened and realize that they have been neglecting their son for so long. They start to spend more time with him. Since then, William lives in a happy life. The moral value of this story is, life is like a journey. There will always be an obstacles for us to overcome. Be grateful for all the obstacles. They have strengthened you as you continue with your journey.
Well, there's a will, there's a way, kinda beautiful. And every night has a state so magical. And if there's love in this life, there's no obstacle that can't be defeated. For every tyrant to tear for the vulnerable. In every loss, so the bones of a miracle. For every dreamer, a dream unstoppable. With something to believe in.
That's all for me. Thanks for watching and listening.
Wow, that was awesome and eye-opener sharing, madam. It really shows how excellent your HIP activities in school. 2 thumbs up for you and your team. Thank you, Madam Nurhidayah. Now, let's continue this inspiring sharing session momentum by inviting our third presenters for today, Madam Hajah Saida binti Haji Usman, Principal from SMK SEGAMA, to share the side of HIP best practices in school. Madam.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I forgot your name. Mr. Sway? Sway. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, most gracious and merciful. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Actually, in my 32 years serving as a teacher and a principal, this is my first time presenting formally in English. So I would like to thank you, PPD Lahad Datu, Education Officer of Lahad Datu, and especially Madam Cindy. I know she put me up for this. Actually, everybody is required to present their sharing best sharing practices in school. So this is my experience, our experience in SMK SEGAMA. So I think my teachers here are ready to assist me. Okay, can you play some video for me? Okay, I think we have some that we can share with you, and I hope it will be helpful to other school. Okay, the first one is my teachers are doing. This one is a movie review done by student during the MCO period. So actually, the students are required to choose their own movies. This is because we give them an opportunity to choose whatever is up to their liking. And this one is one of the example, the movie Up by Pixar. I think most of us have seen this movie. So this is very interesting actually. Movie review done by our student during the MCO. Okay. Okay. No, this one. Oh no, sorry. Okay. Okay.
Very good morning to all. My name is Elsie Jackson from Fort Aman. The title of the movie
Actually, I'm quite worried about the English standard during these MCO times because I know most of our teacher cannot be having the same face-to-face activity. So, what to applaud just for being so creative and creating an opportunity for the student to learn by themselves. So, by introducing peer review, this is one of the things they come up, and I do think it is successful. Our standard, actually, I was quite surprised by our standard in English. Is it? I'm so surprised because I'm coming from a school that has a very low standard in SMK Buaya 2. So when coming to the school, I was very, very surprised because the standard is quite high. But then thanks to my teachers, all the teachers, Madam Cindy, I think we managed to reach that level. But especially from our students also, I do see a positive attitude from them, being wanting to learn English. So these are the things that have we done so far. I already mentioned the movie just now. So and then fish perfect. Another activity, fish perfect. What are they? See? Sorry, we are having some technical problems. We have to solve. Stagnant. Doesn't. Can we go to the next slide?
Next slide.
Next slide. Yeah, because it's stagnant.
Or this one.
No. That one's our organs. That one. I think in speaking, experiencing. That one. The next one.
This one.
Yeah. Writing and speaking experience at home. This one. Student. No. Okay. We are giving them headlines. Students have to write their own experience and then read it out loud. So this is one of the examples. The experience in having experienced sickness during COVID. So they have to tell us what they are facing, what have they gone through, and these are the works. Yeah, they need to read what they have written, and then the teachers will listen to it. And I think we have a few works. You can read a few of them. I managed to read about 3 of these. There are 4, but I managed to read only 3. Okay. So the next one.
This one will be this.
Okay, student. A video of activity at home. Belum sampai ni.
You can see.
Belum sampai ni. Here, it doesn't appear here. I don't know. Belum connected. Sudah. Okay. This is based on student own creativity. They have to tell us, say that, this one is, she is sleeping, and then she's doing this one. What is she doing? Is she doing singing? Okay. And then all the things they done at home. Okay. Even things as simple as they have to tell us. They have to actually tell and converse in English. They have to practice the English, even doing the same thing. And this one is thinking, and I hope it helps. It helps our students actually in mastering the English language. Well, okay. Next slide. Okay. Those are the few experience that we have managed to done with our student, and I hope it will help. It will give idea to my fellow colleagues and also teachers to be more creative in finding the best way to teach English. I myself, I'm coming from Malay medium. Actually, the first full Malay medium in 1975. So I always like to actually English. I always love English. That is why in 1975 I'm always the only Malay student who is attending the extra class given by my principal, Mr. Raymond Tang. I was the only one. So that is why I was the only one who passed SPM English, while the rest of my classmates failed. That means to say, interest is very important. Minat to interest. The interest, I think the most important thing is all teachers must be able to arouse the interest in our student. Then if you manage to arouse the interest of student, then help the faculty student. That means you'll be creating a life learning interest for the student. They will be learning English all the time. So and also one thing is I think motivation from the teachers themselves on, especially the head of school. As a principal, we must be able. We must conduct a program or even give full support to our English teacher, so that the English will be well spoken and received well by our student. And I'm also actually encouraging my non-English teacher to speak English among themselves as a way for them to practice their English. And also I try to encourage everybody at least improve your English, so that wherever you go, when you go to overseas, when you in a formal situation, you will be able to converse well in the language, and and hopefully you'll be able to master the language well. So I'd like to ada lagi? No. Okay, I think that's all we have from SMK SEGAMA. And once again, I would like to thank everybody for giving me this opportunity. And I hope whatever we have there in SMK SEGAMA also, I think other school also giving us a very good opportunity, and also give us some idea what to be done in our school to improve our English level. I seem to remember my former English teacher. She said this. She said this. She was among the other teachers. She said the standard of English in Malaysia now used to be higher. Used to be like in Singapore, or even maybe as good as other English-speaking country or the Philippines. But now I think it's on the ground. The level is on the ground. I remember she said, Mrs. Usha Pillai. She was my English teacher, and actually she was the one who really aroused the interest in me to learn English. And I hope everybody has enjoyed what we have shared with you, and I hope it will help. Okay, thank you.
Hats off, Madam Haja, for having the courage and confidence to present fully in English. It really shows a good example to the rest of us that if we don't try, we can't learn. Once again, thank you, Madam. It was indeed a captivating sharing. The activities were indeed tailored for success. Not to forget, good afternoon and welcome aboard, Madam Julie. Thank you for coming. Unfortunately, due to unavoidable circumstances, we would like now to warmly invite Madam Sheila Adelina, anak perempuan Ramasamy, to share her thoughts and maybe to provide some feedbacks to improve our HIP activities in the future. Madam Sheila.
Thank you, Mr. Swenson. Sorry, Mr. Swenson. Yeah. So it gives me great pleasure. So before I begin, Mr. Yahya bin Mustafa, the senior head Assistant Director, Language Unit, Learning Sector, Sabah State Education Department. The Assistant Director of Officer, Language Unit, Learning Sector, Madam Belin Willy Abba, also the English Officer for the State of Sabah. The Head Officer of Lahad Datu Education Office, Mr. Abdul Aziz bin Abdul Rashid. Madam Cindy Pei, the SISC Plus of the Language Unit Learning Sector, PPD Lahad Datu. Yeah, so I bid all of you, the presenters, the SIP Plus, the SISC Plus, as well as the school heads, a very good afternoon from Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, from Negeri Sembilan ELTC. So I'm Puan Sheila Adelina, and I'm the WSL, the Workstream Leader for HIP, or the Highly Immersive Program, under the initiative 107. Yeah, and it really gives me a great pleasure to be here this afternoon. I'm deeply honored, Madam Cindy Pei, for this giving me this opportunity to say a few words and extend my greeting. So first and foremost, allow me to thank JPN Sabah and also PPD Lahad Datu in particular. And I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate you, both JPN Sabah as well as PPD Lahad Datu, for this excellent sharing. Yeah, this is a very good platform for all of you from the schools to be together and to listen to one another about the activities that you all are conducting in your schools. Yeah, it's a very good platform for sharing. So congratulations on this effort, in particular PPD Lahad Datu. Yeah, I also like to take this opportunity to thank you. All right, before I begin giving the feedback, first and foremost, we are already in the 6th year of HIP. We began HIP in 2016, and we are now in the 6th year, and I take this opportunity again to thank all of you, to thank the school heads, to thank the officers from the PPDs, the SISC Plus, the language officers from the PPD, the JPNs in particular, for ensuring that HIP is well implemented in your state. So kudos to all of you. Yeah, well done. And we really hope that HIP will continue to take off well, or will continue to be in your state and done effectively. Right. So we at KPM, we truly appreciate all the hard work, the commitment shown in ensuring the success of HIP program in creating opportunities for students to use English. Yeah. So the highly immersive program, as you all know, what is the purpose? Right. So the purpose is, for one, is to create a language-rich environment for all our students and also our staff. Right. But the priority is for our students to use English and to acquire English, to benefit from the environment. Yeah, because we all know, and I like to quote just now what Puan Hajah Saida said, right? It's very true. What her teacher has told her is very, very true. So we used to be the example. Yeah, Malaysia used to be the example for other countries to come and see and learn from us how English is so well used, so well done in Malaysia. And now we need to upgrade that. Yeah, and one way of doing that is through HIP. Yeah, so what I'd like to say here is that all of us as school heads, as PGB, as the anchors of HIP, we need to provide this language-rich environment in our school for our students to benefit, for our students to use English, to learn, as well as finally acquire English, to be good at English. And through the activities that I've just seen you have shared, the 3 sharings done by Mr. Leonard, Puan Nur Hidayah, and Puan Hajah Saida just now, I can understand, or I can really see that it has impacted your students. Yeah, it has impacted your students, but perhaps there is more room for improvement. So well done again to all of you who have, taken this effort to share the best practices. But I'd like to also remind all of you that when you share these best practices, first and foremost, we must think of, or rather the most important thing that we would need to think of is building a culture of English in your school. And I believe the culture is there now, that from those 3 sharings, you have used it consistently in your in-class component, in your out-of-class component, your outreach component. So the physical as well as the actual learning environment is there for English. But perhaps we need to ensure that more students use English and more of our activities reflect the use of English. Okay, so that is one of my feedback that I see from the activities. And I also saw that in your activities just now, you have used, or you have sought the assistance of the English language teachers. I think it was in Puan Nur Hidayah's sharing. I saw the names there. So again, I'd just like to remind you that HIP is not for English language teachers. It's not an activity solely for the English panel, but it is a whole school approach, meaning that the teachers that are going to support you need not necessarily be English language teachers, but it should be from all other subjects, supporting the environment of English in the school through their various activities. And it was wonderful to see the STEM activities. So from there, we know that the science and maths teacher has also taken, has played a part in helping the students use English for the purpose of science and maths. So that's also a wonderful activity and a great achievement, I would say, for those students that we saw just now in one of the slides, that you managed to get a 3rd place or 2nd place for the competition. So that's wonderful as well. So all in all, what I'd like to say here is that keep this environment growing, have the positive attitude that what Puan Haja has also shared just now, that you must evoke this interest. And how do we evoke that interest is us being interested ourselves. And for the anchors, for all of the school heads who are present this afternoon, you are the most important person in the school, because it is you that can direct the school to have this HIP activities for all your students. And it's also you that can actually close all the doors for HIP activities. So I really wish all of you the very best in conducting HIP activities for your school. And I hope that, in 2022, we have more participation of the students, more participation from the non-English teachers, and that the actual culture of English, the actual environment for English will be built in your schools. Right? So with that, thank you very much for inviting me this afternoon to share. And if there's any questions that you'd like me to answer, if you're not sure of anything, perhaps you can ask as well, right? So thank you, JPN Sabah. Thank you, PPD Lahad Datu. Thank you, school heads, for this wonderful sharing.
Thank you, Madam Sheila, for the constructive sharing and feedbacks. I hope all of us can fully utilize the points mentioned just now so that we can improve and uplift our HIP activities in school. Thank you once again, Madam. Just a friendly reminder, if you are currently watching via YouTube, please register your attendance on the link given on the comment section. If you are live via Google Meet, you can find it on the chat section. Last but not least, Let's keep our eye on the ball to the HIP best practices sharing by our fourth presenter, Madam Wong Vui Hang, Principal from Sekolah Menengah Saint Dominic. Madam Wong.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Is my voice clear?
Yes, madam, it's clear.
Okay, thank you. A very good afternoon to guests of honors, Madam Sheila Adelina, anak perempuan Ramasamy, the ELTC lecturer, Mr. Yahya bin Mustafa, Senior Head of Assistant Director of Language Unit, Learning Sector, Sabah State Education Department, Madam Belalyn Willy Abah, the Assistant Director Officer, Language Unit of Learning Sector, Mr. Abdul Aziz bin Abdul Rashid, the Head Officer of Lahad Datu Education Office, Madam Cindy Pei, SISC Plus of Language Unit Learning Sector, distinguished presenters, respected SIP Plus, SISC Plus, school heads and teachers. It is an honor to be given the opportunity to share the best practices in the highly immersive program HIP implementation in SM Saint Dominic Lahad Datu. I will start by briefly sharing the fundamental factors in ensuring the success of HIP to enhance English proficiency among pupils. It is undeniable that the school head, teachers, pupils or students, parents and community have to work hand in hand in order to achieve the aim of HIP. I will share the activities carried out before the MCO as well as during the MCO. There were a lot of activities revolving around in-class, out-of-class, extra class, as well as outreach programs. As for the in-class activities, we had a lot of presentations, group discussions, mini projects, as well as pockets of wishes, class motto, and students' attendance. I will show you the pictures later. For our out-of-class activities, we had scheduled activities in our yearly planner, Young Teachers Program, Stardom Broadcasting, Speakers Corner, Teachers Day postcards, as well as Science and Maths Week. We also conducted extra classes for selected pupils, which were done after school hours. As for the outreach activities, we had biology workshop, health talks, syntax competition, photography contest, rings around the world, just to name a few. These are the pictures all taken before the MCO. We had pockets of wishes where all the wishes were written in the English language. Class motto, duty roster, students' attendance. Yeah, English is always visible around them. These pictures show pupils making videos of their projects. For the in-class activity, pupils had leak hunt project where the pupils had to go around the school to check for leaking pipes. Group discussion was done to prepare the report, and later the student the pupil would have to do the reporting. Later, they had to write a letter of complaint to the principal and they had to create a digital poster. As for our out-of-class activities, we had Sardom Broadcasting, which was our radio DJ. It was an initiative by Madam Balilin and was officially launched in 2018. There were pupils on duty every Tuesday during recess time. Information broadcasted here depended on the theme for that particular month. Maths and Science Week was very successful as pupils used English language to explain the experiments done, and it really drew a large crowd of pupils. We also organized Teachers' Day postcards drawing with the theme, My Teacher, My Hero. Next, I want to share how we managed to get all the different panels or panitia to be involved in HIP. As the school head, who is the anchor for this program, I included all the panels except Malay and Chinese languages. Each panel was put to be in charge of the HIP activity for the given month. A theme was also given for each month as a guideline, as you can see in this slide. Of course, the head of panels had the freedom to change the theme given to them. This was a successful strategy as all the panels obliged, and this practice continues until today. These are the pictures showing the activities carried out by the different panels. In January, the English panel started the ball rolling by having the students to write the lyrics and sing the song In the Eyes of a Child. In February, it was the turn for the mathematics panel, where they organized a game called Guess My Number. As for the radio DJ, they talk about the use of maths in everyday life. In April, the geography panel had a campaign, Say No to Plastic and Styrofoam, where pupils shared information during the assembly. And for the radio DJ, they talk about environmental issues. In July, it's the turn for the physical education panel. They came up with the theme, Human Body, Sport for All, and Cardio Excellence, where they talk about different types of sports, for example, Road to World Cup, and then Healthy Heart, Personal Hygiene in a radio DJ session. In August, Unleash the Einstein in You was the theme for the science panel. So they had different activities for different forms of students. And these are the pictures of the activities done by the students, where they had to fulfill the task and later they had to do the presentation, and everything was done in English language. And the list goes on until October. As for the outreach program, we had biology workshop involving our lab assistants, our own teachers, a teacher from SMC, and also an invited facilitator from Kuching. Everything was conducted in English language, and I was quite surprised that even my lab assistant took part actively, and he used English language. Health talks were also conducted by the Sabah Family Planning Association, and the talks were conducted in English language as well. Our UBK, our Guidance and Counseling Unit, also contributed by organizing a photography contest with the theme Hope, where the students or the pupils had to take photos and write a caption, and everything is uploaded in the Facebook page of our UBK. The winners were given prizes by the school. English language was also used in syntax competition as well as robotics, as it involves writing report and oral presentation. Q&A was also done in English language. Our school also had the opportunity to take part in a program called Rings Around the World with Osaka Prefectural Mino High School, Japan, where my pupils interacted with the Japanese pupils using Messenger Live. However, when COVID-19 happened around the world, the HIP implementation in St. Dominic was also affected. We could carry out limited activities only without the pupils' physical presence in school. Therefore, I would say that the HIP was not as impactful as before MCO. However, circumstances force us to look for alternatives. So, I will share the HIP activities in 2020 and 2021. Out of these 4 activities, we were not able to carry out extra class. Planning for 2021 was still done, and it was included in our yearly planner, as you can see in this slide. In this next slide, we can see an in-class activity, which is also an outreach program. It was done when the pupils were allowed to come to school. It was a pen pal writing activity in collaboration with SMK Merbau Miri. In addition, we also had an in-class plus outreach activity for Form 2 pupils under the theme Health and Environment. This was a speaking activity involving our pupils and Miss Joanna from France using voice message in WhatsApp. When we were able to have physical classes, in-class presentations were carried out, which I believe is just like other schools. In 2020, we plan to have a program called Young Teachers to help pupils with very weak command of English. The young teachers were pupils in Form 2, helping those in Form 1 on Friday noontime. Unfortunately, we could not continue with this program when the pandemic happened. The young teachers are already in Form 4, and the young learners, they're already in Form 3 this year. This is also another picture showing the young teachers and the young learners. During the MCO, mathematics panel took part by creating quizzes using Quizzy with a topic shopping, money, and value. Questions were all in English language. Geography. The topic was biodiversity, and the pupils had to come up with posters. The next one is Arts, PSV, Colors and Me, where the students had to write about what color means to them. And then the next one is RBT, where the topic was Fashion Mania, where As you can see, their questions all in English language based on fashion. As for PJK, you are not alone. This has to do with mental issue, and then this is in collaboration with the English Language Society. Pupils came up with videos. Okay, next example. Okay, videos done by students for science under the topic Nutrition and You. And history, where there were a lot of videos done by students uploaded in Google Drive for the theme Malaysia 2030. Okay, for Islamic and moral panels, the topic was good deeds, where the pupils had to share their good deeds through short video and explanation. Everything is done in English language. And finally, for English panel, this one was a speaking activity by pupils from every form, and they talk about if I were. So they had to upload their videos in the Google Drive link. Other than that, we also have wishes where pupils upload their videos in Google Drive, conveying their wishes for Raya and Mother's Day. Last but not least, English Language Society conducted an activity called Virtual Travel, where pupils provided information on places through media, pictures, and voice recording. For this year, we continue to plan our HIP activities, which I believe are more exciting as pupils can have physical classes. That's all from SM St. Dominic. Thank you for lending me your ears.
Wow, not one, but 2 thumbs up, madam. Well done, and thank you for the compelling share, Madam Wong. Hats off to you and your team. Thank you, madam. Unfortunately, due to unstable line connection, the head officer of Lahad Datu District Education Office, Mr. Abdul Aziz bin Abdul Rashid, has formally requested Madam Cindy Pei to give her closing speech and thus officiate the event. Madam.
Thank you, Svensson. All right. To the guests of honor, Madam Sheila Adelina Anak Perempuan Ramasamy, the English Lecturer Training Center lecturer, Mr. Yahya bin Mustafa, Senior Head of Assistant Director of Language Unit, Learning Sector, Sabah State Education Department, Madam Belalin Willy Ava, the Assistant Director Officer of Language Unit, Learning Sector, Sabah State Education Department, distinguished HIP presenters, SIP Plus, SIC Plus, respective guests, the Director of Lahad Datu Vocational College, the head schools of primary and secondary schools, fellow lecturers and teachers. A very good evening and thank you for your presence to join the PPD Lahad Datu HIP virtual event. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate the 8 school heads and the highly immersive program HIP school coordinators from SM St. Dominic, SMK SEGAMA, SMK Desa Kencana, SMK Agassi, SK St. Dominic, SK Tambisan, SJKC Kiao Sing, and SJKC CHOI, who have successfully shared their HIP best practices of 2021 smoothly for the two-day event since yesterday. As Malaysians, being proficient in using English language is very crucial, especially in Malaysia context, as the language has been considered as a second language and HIP was introduced under the policy to uphold Malay language and strengthen the command of English, MBM, MBI. To my understanding, ELTC and JPN Sabah have continuously assisted PPD, vocational college, and schools to ensure English language proficiency among pupils could be elevated throughout various involvements and programs, namely Bengkel Penyelarasan Pemantapan HIP Webinar and HIP Let's Read and Share, to name a few. Besides, several interventions at district level like sesi libat urus keberkesanan HIP bersama penyeras HIP and the pemufakatan bersama to ace for HIP, HIP 2021 by the Senior Assistant of Core Curricular virtually last year had displayed great success in ensuring the level of HIP immersiveness at district level was improved. Consequently, the 100% achievement of Level 3 and Level 4 HIP 2021 accomplished was truly an amazing result, which I take pride of. From the rich virtual sharing of in these 2 days by our marvelous presenters, I hope it could provide all four main factors involved, namely the school heads, teachers, pupils, parents, and community, to further plan more enriched, meaningful activities that could further bring more success stories and higher performance for 100% HIP in Level 3 and 4 achievement in the year 2022. In conclusion, I hope more successful HIP sharing could be imparted to ensure the highly immersive language-rich environment that promotes the use of English in all schools could be sustained in the future. With that, I hereby declare sharing best practices HIP 2021 to be officially closed. Thank you. So I'll pass back to the MC, Mr. Swenson.
Thank you, Madam Cindy, for gracing this live virtual sharing on HIP best practices with your presence and speech. Before we end this sharing session, kindly switch on your camera for photo taking session. Yeah. Hello everyone, hi.
Good, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Karen.
Please switch on your camera, yeah?
Congratulations, Mr. Swenson. How are you?
Okay, in 3, 2, 1, action. Okay. One more, okay, another more, a freestyle. Let's do a freestyle, yeah? In 3, 2, 1, yes. Okay, thank you very much. With that, our 2 days virtual sharing session has come to the end of the road. A gazillion of thanks for your kind participation, cooperation, and attendance. I am Swenson, your MC for today, bowing out. Have an awesome day. Selamat Hari Guru and Selamat Hari Raya. Bye.
Bye.
Okay,
Okay, we are done. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.